All right, welcome everyone. Welcome to the Hurley Investments Market View commentary for the 21st of October. We are just chugging right along here, and we're actually, we're doing pretty good in the market right now as we're looking at how the S&P is growing through through October here. And I'm trying to get a quick little recap. Monthly returns. September. Can't read the information. Got the glasses on. So it doesn't have it so far, just has September. It's kind of hoping they'd have the October monthly gains for it, but they don't have the October. All right, well, I know October is doing pretty good for this month. I just don't see. Come on, for the month of October. Well, I'm not finding it. I'm not finding it, dang it. Although I could do the end of September and find it. But I don't have it prepared, so I'm just going to keep moving forward. Okay, busy week for the S&P 500. This week we've got 14% of S&P 500 reporting. We have a very weak economic reports, meaning nothing of any importance should move our market. And last but not least, we have 6 weeks of S&P 500 gains. Now, a couple of those weeks of gains are less than a fifth of 1%. But we do have gains for the last 6 weeks. So with this information, what would be your expectations for the S&P 500? What would you guys expect now that you have this information? What would your expectations for the S&P 500 be? Great, obviously bullish. If we went and we looked at the chart, looking at the chart, it is bullish. And not only that, but what's kind of interesting is we do have, if I highlight it, a little bit of room up here to still grow. And it has these nice little steps where it could just do these little pullbacks and then continue to keep moving higher. Definitely bullish. All things indicate bullish, but we're getting close to that overbought. If we could just kind of run right along like this, little up, couple days down, little up, couple days down, it might be really interesting to run into the year bullish because of earnings. And I guess I wonder how the market might react to our presidential elections, right? If markets like certainty, I wonder if it matters who wins for the markets to still move higher. Be an interesting thought process to watch. Okay, what else? What else would you expect about the market right now? Definitely bullish. What else would you expect? Gonna dig some expectations and thoughts out of you. What else would you expect for 6 weeks of the S&P 500 going up? Remember, a couple of those weeks it was less than 0.20, less than 0.1% upwards. What would you expect for the S&P? Mostly sideways, but still bullish. I agree. S&P lower, Nasdaq higher. Technically speaking, let's take a look at the Nasdaq. Nasdaq, S&P, they look very, very similar. Both have that really close to touching, but moving higher, have those same pullbacks. So these little ones would be nice to keep going. But is that all you guys are thinking? You're just thinking, hey, we're just going to run the ride? Okay. As I was looking about it, I just had a couple thoughts that went through my mind. I think we are dependent on earnings. And when I say dependent on earnings, earnings have to be spectacular. They just can't meet or beat. Earnings have to be spectacular. We're primed for a pullback, and that's going to be somewhere in that 3 to 7.5%. I looked at banks recently, and I found it really interesting. Financials moved higher on earnings, and then gave a lot back. And I'm thinking in terms of Bank of America, thinking in terms of JP Morgan, Morgan Stanley, First Horizon National. They all seem to have good earnings and gave some back. And then you get one like Zions, the regional. They beat top and bottom line. So they lost, well, I don't have it here. So they lost, got to get it on my phone. They lost market close. So they lost 1.81% for the day, down 3.54. And then after hours, it shows them gaining 1.56. So they gave up what they lost. They gave it up. They're going to come right back up here. If I can go ahead and throw some other financials in here that I was thinking of. It just seems like banks, they do not have the opportunity to truly hold their gains. Big up for Bank of America, hit that 43.25, back down to 41.76. Hey, but that's because Warren Buffett sold off some of his stock. I get it. But it's more than just that. JP Morgan, went up high. It actually is trading sideways. So it's holding some of its gains. Let's check Morgan Stanley. Up, back down, testing a trend line, but heading back down towards their gains. I just little worried that financials don't seem to be participating. With that said, we have a couple other though that I could go over there. Like, hey, it's almost like nothing is participating. Looking at Micron, great earnings, came up, fell back down. We're heading back up, starting to fall back down. We are right on the 200-day. It's been tough to watch Micron from roughly 114 down to 109. We're ready to add protection. We haven't as of yet. Another one, fabulous earnings. Baidu, right down there, started to break the 50-day. Baidu will probably look better if we get it off of stock charts. But we doubled up on our puts again, breaking through a moving average. Our moving average is 98.35. 91.97 is the 50-day. We finished at 91.62. We put a second set of puts on. We are expecting Baidu to go back down to that $84 to $80 range. Great earnings, great everything. It's just speculation worry from China. We definitely will have Baidu protected through earnings in case Trump wins. The perception is Trump will get right back to tariffs, even though the same tariffs he put on were held on by the Biden administration. The Biden even put a couple extra tariffs on. So just things that we're starting to worry about or things that we're thinking about. I'm ecstatic, 100% ecstatic that we do not have a war. Let me take that back. Ecstatic that we don't have any nuclear bombs or facilities going off yet. So just a little something that I have worried about, and I'm glad to see that we're not at that stage. A thought came to me as we've had an emotional Hurley weekend. When you guys are thinking about financial freedoms, what does that mean to you? You guys wouldn't be here unless we offered something to protect on the downside, right? So out of curiosity, for you guys, what does financial freedom mean? I know some of you have been asked this before, and I've worked with you on some of this. What does financial freedom mean to you? Ability to do and pay for the things, and what else? Ability to do and pay for the things. You didn't finish it. I didn't see the rest come through. So if you don't mind, finish that one so I can get it in here. I had two more that came in here. Let me get those open. Love it. To not worry about money. Thank you, Stuart. William, you didn't finish. You didn't finish what you were typing in there. Next one came in. I agree 100%. Money to buy another gun. Each to their own, right? Each to their own. Okay, I like that. Pay for the things or needs of my family. So I love it. I love those answers, partially because for this weekend, we flew out to Houston. A year ago, my brother lost his daughter. She was going to be 21 years old last Sunday. Complications to the COVID virus took her life. And it was pretty amazing that in doing what I do, I could get up to Idaho. I could make sure she was taken care of, make sure she was getting back down to Texas, make sure that we closed up her job, her apartment, shut things down. Heartbreaking to get back down to Texas and to see the distraught and the pain that my brother was in, knowing that he lost his daughter for the rest of this earthly life. We are religious. We do believe in, we'll see her again, but the amount of pain when something so unexpectedly happens is just, it's gut wrenching. And we're a year later, and her again as his family is dealing with the loss of a daughter, a sister that the little sister and little brother don't get to see again, but to get to celebrate her birthday at her gravesite is just it's just heart wrenching. And so when I was thinking about what this job does, what financial freedom means to me, for me, I came up with just a couple of other things. For me, it means making money in the stock market, whether it's moving up or down. What it means to me is protecting to give myself the opportunity to be able to take time for others. I found this real interesting that so many guys were out in North Carolina helping out where you could. And so proud to know some of the Hurley Investments group was taking your time and their time to go help chainsaw trees and free up roads for people in the Asheville, North Carolina area. A couple other things that I think financial freedom offers: the ability to help others when they can't help themselves. And I'm not talking about sticking out a bunch of money, but I know it's been very helpful to offer meals and to offer people to be able to clean homes, to be able to cut down trees, to be able to spend hours out for floods to fill sandbags. My family has been called out to help find a lost child up in the Wind Rivers area, and another time to find a lost child in the Uinta Mountains. That comes from knowing that I can protect my money, to be able to make money if it goes up or down, to set things in motion that give me the opportunity to truly be able to help others in some of their their worst times, to be completely selfish. It allows me to help my family in both immediate and other family members. Now that my Jared is a little bit, a traumatic brain injury child, I realized almost after over 2 years, we got to spend the whole day together last Saturday. And it was tough for him because we had chores to run and wood to stack and trees. And I mean, it was just a full day. And yes, he was whooped by about 4. So it was a 9 to 4 o'clock day for him. But he had a great time feeling and being productive on a Saturday. And it was really neat to see him enjoy putting his best foot forward for some other people. So I just wanted to bring this up because in my family, I think it's helped keep one member alive, and it's helped us help another family members that lost a member of their family. And I don't have anything to say. I don't know how to help my brother, but what I do know is that just being there means the world for them. And I think that financial freedom of the market, being able to make money as it goes up and down, being able to double up on puts on Baidu, so we're making more money on the way down than the stock is losing. It's those type of things that are going to be very helpful. I would suggest, if you haven't, please go back to the My Hurley Investment and go back to last week's trade finding and adjustments. I think it'll be very helpful for some of you that are rather new to see how we double up on protection and make more money on the way down than a stock is losing. We've been able to do that a couple times now on Baidu, and that's how accounts, even though you might look at similar positions and go, wow, positions are down for the month, but Kevin, somehow you're up for the month. This is how we're doing it. We're adding two times the protection on stock to make more money on the way down than stocks are losing. All right. And actually, if you gave me a second, because William, you just asked, would you show that to us? Yes, give me a quick second here, and we'll see if I can't bring that in. All right, there's our unrealized one. This goes back to last Friday. It'll look a little bit different as we took a profit on one and now have a second. Yes, the stock was losing 2,000. Yes, we only made up $1,280 with those puts. But the beauty of doing a second set of puts, and some of you are going to look at it and go, no way. The beauty of doing a second set of puts, and the way that puts sometimes don't catch up. I believe this was last Thursday. Very interesting. The stock, this was last Wednesday, showed it on Thursday. Last Wednesday, Baidu lost 5.19% or $5.14 on every 400 shares. We lost $2,056. Kind of interesting. Our November 22nd 103 puts made up $1,280 or $3.20. Our November 24.99. The ones that are $4 less out of the money than the 103s, it somehow actually made more money at $357. Pretty neat. Pretty neat to make $2,710 on a stock that lost $2,056. Basically up roughly $654 on a stock that was down big for the day. Can I explain it? No, I can't explain why the ones that were closer to being in the money, how the 99s when the stock's trading at 94.10, how the 99s made more money than the 103s. That should be reversed, but that's the way it was for the day, and we took it. You'll notice you've got 2 sets of puts on Baidu today. We're going to keep running it down to that $84 range and make up more money on the way down than the stock's losing. So that's how that worked. Okay, as we're looking at some continued earnings are coming up. We've got quite a few. I'm going to run to our earnings list. Briefing didn't come out with a new briefing update, so it's the same update as last week. Not choosing anything, but I would suggest you go through and read through it. The what it all means is important, and I also loved the worried about an inflation relapse. Just something to pay attention to. Definitely do read through this. Earnings. Nucor and Zions. Tomorrow we have Comcast, Denny's, Freeport McMoran, Kimberly-Clark, Philip Morris, Texas Instruments, Waste Management, General Motors, Lockheed Martin, and Verizon tomorrow. I'm pretty sure those 3 are before the market opens. Wednesday we have AT&T, Hilton, Lithium Motors, IBM, Las Vegas Sands, Mattel, T-Mobile, Coke, Boeing, Tesla. Boeing was up nicely today, one of the few bright spots that they think they've got an end to their strike. Thursday, American Airlines, Hasbro, Honeywell, Love. So that's, I want to say, that's Southwest Airlines, UPS, Valero, Sam's, Western Digital, Friday, Clorox, I'm pretty sure. Again, economic reports, leading indicators, existing home sales on Wednesday, new home sales on Thursday, durable goods on Friday, not a whole lot there. We are mostly protected again, protected on everything across the board. Once again, I should say, we doubled up on Baidu protection. And when it comes to our stuff here, we can obviously put Square back on. We can put Micron on here. Something we have done pretty interesting, NVIDIA. We are protecting don't know why that's doing that. We are protecting NVIDIA with covered calls because protection is so expensive. So kind of interesting. We're doing something a little bit different. I'm pretty sure for the most part we got $7.60 of credit or 6.55% downside protection, which is fabulous. All right, very interesting article on why NVIDIA, MD Arm Holdings, artificial intelligence stocks sank on Tuesday. Perception is very important. With that said, since then, Taiwan Semiconductor has bounced up, Micro Devices has bounced up, NVIDIA took off. So very interesting article on the sentiment of the market. I'm still a big believer, and everything shows that the Mag 7 are still in play. I would keep trading those or be over leveraged in those in different accounts. Netflix beat earnings, one of the Magnificent Seven. Great pop on Netflix. So it's keeping 1 out of the 7 has taken off nicely already. NVIDIA, Apple suppliers, and TSMC pop after quarterly profits soar on AI demand. This is the article I was saying that TSMC had great earnings, bounced up over 10%. All of a sudden, hey, artificial intelligence demand is still there. All the small pieces, all the wafers, all the not so important non-AI processing chips are still being bought up at a huge amount, and that obviously there's no stopping the AI demand at this time. And last but not least, yes, Biden apparently is slipping in a forgiveness of student loans. 4.5 billion in debt is going to be added on to our trillions. 60,000 borrowers got a amazing gift for the most part, picking education that they couldn't use to pay back their student loans. Yes, I could be wrong about that. It might just be some people that didn't be able to do it, but that's just my opinion. And then again, European banks cut rates. Very few downside risks to reinflation. So other countries and areas are starting to create more opportunity in the area of loosening up restrictions for lending and banking, which usually only helps out. Well, it helps out significantly. It's usually transportation, financials that are the precursors to seeing the markets really take off and economies really take off. With that said, any questions for me? Any questions that you guys have that I can do some answering for you? Any comments, concerns? It's really a pretty quiet week for us. General Motors, Lockheed Martin, Verizon tomorrow, Coke, Boeing, Tesla on Wednesday. And then we get the bulk of our technology comes through the following week. But pretty easy week as of right now. Any questions you guys have that I can answer for you? Any questions in general about anything? So great question. William asked, will you roll protection higher? And the answer there is yes, but still trying to keep protection slightly out of the money. And what I mean by that, we rolled Disney from 92 92 up to 95. We rolled Apple from 225 to 230. We might roll that up to 235. But yes, we're looking at putting most things slightly out of the money and then rolling up if we had to. But I think those were our two roll ups. Nope, we did Square. Square went from 65 to 72. So yes, we've done some rolling, but we're trying to keep it slightly out of the money. So if Square gets up to 73, we're going to let it stay at 73. We're not going to roll it up. We're going to try keep it slightly out of the money. If you give me a quick second, Apple closed at 236, so we'll probably roll Apple up to 235 as it's having this run up higher. Disney's at 96.62. We'll probably keep Disney at 95 for earnings. Ford's at 1088. We'll probably run that one up to 1050. General Motors is at 48. I think we've kept those at $46 long puts. Google got protected at 166. It's trading at 164. We'll probably roll those down to 164. Meta, we would just leave. We're there. Micron's at 109. I believe we have 109 puts in place. Nvidia, we're doing short calls to protect. Square again's at 72. It's trading at 73.91 right now. Under Armour, we protected at 950. It's been down the last 2 days to $9.14. We'll roll that one down to at the money at $9. So those are our thought process for those positions. Good question, William. Are there any other questions you guys have? If not, thank you for being with me tonight. Sorry if I sound a little somber. It's been an emotional week out here in Houston, Texas. So again, Stuart, sorry I haven't given you a call yet. Ben, this is kind of a family week, helping the family. Stuart's like, man, you're down here. We need to go out to dinner. And with that said, actually, for those of you that are here, let's see if he's still here. Let's give a welcome to the Brentons. John and Vicki Brenton are joining us. Currently live in Houston, but will be moving or spending most of their time in Denver. But there you go. We want to welcome the Brentons, our new groups of people that are here to say, hey, we want to check you guys out and see what you guys are all about. John and Vicki, you've got a couple hellos. Good to have you. Welcome to our group. Welcome, everyone. And then John says hello with a couple exclamation points. So John's saying hello to you guys. Kind of a small amount. We only got 28 people here tonight, but good that you guys are taking care of each other. Always good to see you guys here. William said hello from the pond. And Abraham will say hello from Brazil, right? Have a little international flair. Good to see the Brentons with us here. They'll be attending now on the Monday nights. All right, guys. Hey, appreciate you guys being here. Look forward to seeing you guys next Monday. Definitely pay attention on Thursday for the trade findings and adjustments for those of you that are in education. We look forward to just making sure that you understand where we're protecting your portfolios right now. And with that said, guys, have a wonderful evening. I look forward to seeing you next week. Appreciate you being here. Have a great week, and we'll see you again next Monday. Bye-bye, everyone.